is up? My name is Umu. I am React to K's channel creator, and I'm also a French horn player.
And I'm Sean, React to K's channel ranger and host of Classical Compose Breaks Down the K, and a composer.
And now we're hitting Dreamcatcher's Dystopia, The Tree of Language album. I have not heard any of these songs at all.
I listened to the highlight medley and heard a few seconds of them once.
Woo! So let's dive into the intro. It's cool because this actually has an outro, and I don't think Dreamcatcher has done outros before.
I remember that.
Yeah. All right, intro. 3, 2, 1.
Nice, super heavy distortion.
Were those voices of people? For a second, I thought it was in 5. But it's in 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's in 4! Just so much syncopation. Yes, we've always got to have the Dreamcatcher piano breakdown. Syncopated higher notes. Little whispers.
Yeah.
Yo, who are the songwriters for Dreamcatcher again?
Normally Alejandro and Lee's.
Yeah, no, they did this whole album. They snapped. We're only in the intro, but they snapped. So usually their intros start at a quieter place and build to something bigger. So I found this interesting that this started at something big and then simmered down.
Yeah. I really liked in the beginning the variety of placements and also just a couple different kicks they were using. Just kept those sounding fresh, and also the percussion in there too.
Yeah, there's just so many different rhythms happening at the same time, and it was mixed well enough for you to be able to listen back and pick out every single one and just enjoy and follow it along. And then, of course, I love the iconic Dreamcatcher keyboard sound and the whispering. It's just like it kept getting thinner and thinner until it ended in those whispers, and it encapsulated and led to Scream, I think, in a really nice way. Okay, tension. It's gonna make me feel tense. 3, 2, 1.
Nice chromatic descent.
The chord progression was taken out. Still not bad. Or, I mean, it changed to a different... the bass guitar. Along the lines of Mayday and Full Moon's chorus. Hey! Nice.
Yeah, just the progression out of the last title. I'm blanking on the name of the last title track.
Deja Vu?
Deja Vu, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry. But then it went into the descending chromatic line.
Sounds like a kalimba. That's what it's called? Oh, that's so Dreamcatcher-y. Lower grungy guitar. Da da da!
Yeah.
What did that remind me of? Full Moon, I think? Where are we gonna go for the bridge? Is it gonna be quiet? Yeah, the planing.
Ah, this time it doesn't go into the post chorus, straight into the bridge. Nice.
Oh, I love the chromaticism. It's really unexpected. Ah! Shit! Another fake drop. Oh. Halftime. Oh! Oh! Ah! Yeah, this had ties. So oftentimes there's always a B-side song in one of their albums that reminds me of Mayday. And so this reminds me a little bit of Mayday, but then it also reminds me a little bit of Goodnight. And I think it just ties together their sounds really well because it has motives that have appeared in multiple of their songs.
Yeah.
So I just think this is one hella solid soundtrack with like little sprinkles of chromaticism in unexpected places.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes with pop, since we've listened to so many songs and we know how music is supposed to work through our music theory classes and lessons, and also he's just a composer, we're able to predict how melodies would carry out. And I was not able to predict any time that the chromaticism appeared. When the chorus hit, I kind of could predict stuff, but then...
Yeah, I mean, that once that chromatic descent happened, it was like, yeah, you get how that works. But, yeah, there was that other time that there was just a sharp 4 in there.
And we're like, what?
Yeah.
That bridge was nice. That was the bridge. Oof. Okay, moving on to the next song. Red Sun, we gonna get blazing hot under this Red Sun 3, 2, 1. Oh! Good night intro track vibes with like the creepy toy piano. But except this isn't a creepy toy piano.
Yeah. Some sort of plucked...
Harpsichord-esque. Not really.
No, I'm not sure. It's a plucked string.
Stop it! More masculine vibes from the song. We had to jump up in range. Marimba? No, it sounds like kalimba again. A little syncopation in the vocal line. That scratchiness of the synth.
Like the little thing.
String pizzicato. Oh, that part! Continuing the syncopated vocal part. I like the bass hitting at the same time as the percussion. Little subdivisions in the trap hi-hat.
There.
Yeah. One little more repetition. Oh. Oh, that's creepy. Wow. That was just sample ear candy.
Yeah, the production of the percussion was really nice throughout that. Like lots of different sounds. And like certainly some amount of letting them come into grooves, but also keeping new ones popping in on occasion. Yeah.
That one I'd like to go back to and listen, not from like a musician's point of view, but from a mixing engineer's point of view, and just listening to all the different effects and all the different samples that they use throughout the song.
Yeah.
That was so fun. Okay. Since we're on a time limit, we're going to move on to Black or White. It's going to be hard. My expectations are high for this album now. It's going to be hard for these songs to live up to them. Or maybe not. Maybe it's not going to be hard. 3, 2, Black or White. Michael Jackson. Inspired. It's this part. Da 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 da. Dummy! You need to listen to the song with headphones on.
It's been the preview.
Did not see this coming!
Yeah, I heard this bit in the preview, and I was thinking, like, this sounds kind of Mamamoo, and then I was wondering, when I heard the rest of this, like, it sounded very different from this.
Yes, you continue rapping! You get that whole verse! Yeah! Yeah. Oh, the pre-chorus is so good. The percussion part. Huh. Nice harmony. I didn't notice that the first time. Some crunchy harmony. Oh, there's a little ramp of the guitar. Yeah. New string part 2. Da da. Oh. Oh, that was nice. Oh. Holy shit! Okay, I was going to say some things. I think it's the pre-chorus. It's interesting how we start amping up the energy immediately, and then we let go of that energy because we have those percussion samples going, and then it removes all percussion, so it floats in the air a little bit. So then the punches of the chorus, even though it's kind of minimalistic, it hits you.
Yeah, like the chorus is, I think punch is a good way to put it. Like, it's a punchy chorus, but it's not a really full chorus. In contrast with a lot of their stuff that's just a wall of sound, it's like this chorus is fairly sparse, but yeah, the punches hit hard.
And then I'm so happy about Dami's complete second verse. So many times, or in the past, they've given Dreamcatcher songs where the rap is just like half of the verse, and that just really isn't enough for the rapper to show their like full colors. So I was so happy that she got the full second verse. Oh, and she killed it. Okay, Jazz Bar. So I'm gonna guess this is jazz influence. Oh, also, that's what I wanted to do. So that was called Black or White, which is a Michael Jackson song, and that guitar line reminded me of some hook that Michael Jackson used in one of his songs. Let me see if it's Black or White. If it was like an actual homage to him. No, it's da-da-da-da-da-da. No, that's the hook in this one. Which one of his songs was it? I'm not... No. Which of his songs uses guitar? Okay, maybe one of you guys can tell me, but this is what reminds me. It's the... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's some Michael Jackson song. So I definitely think it's a purposeful homage to him. One of you Michael Jackson hardcore fans can tell me in the comment section what I'm blanking on. Okay, jazz bar time. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, it's gonna kill me. 3, 2, jazz bar. Well, I mean, of course, the LP sound and it's automatically jazzy, huh? There'd be some really smooth choreography to this. I can imagine that. In Suits, right? There's a lot of freedom with his vocal line. Cute little piano part. I like the hi-hat rhythm. You know when it changes section when the piano part comes in, because otherwise all the other instrumentation is just repeating. That lower octave. I can't tell whether it's one of the members or whether it was Lise or Olander. There's the jazz. We're gonna try to walking bass line jazz.
Nice, sharp 9.
Oh, added octave.
I like just taking out the main I like that they just took out the main melody and just went entirely for this counter melody, which I guess now is the main melody.
Oh, pretty. Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I thought the bridge was really nice when they leaned a little more into jazz. I wish they had done that more. Like,
yeah, that was not jazz. I mean, I think their vocal, the way that they changed, or like they phrased differently, they changed their timbre a tiny bit, so it did sound more smoky bar-esque. So it really fit the vibe of a jazz bar well, but it wasn't actually jazz.
Yeah.
Of the genre jazz.
Yeah, and like I understand, like this is pop. This is going to be a bit turned toward pop, but I think like there are pop songs that go deeper into jazz chords than this did. I mean, this had some nights, obviously, but I think it was a little too much caught in doing the same progression the same way, and it needed to take it further because I think this is a song that more jazz would have helped with.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not the case for every song. Like I don't wish the title track had more jazz in it. It doesn't need any more jazz. It doesn't. Like, it's not going in that direction. But this one, yeah, they should have leaned harder on jazz. I think they let it get a little bit sort of a hip-hop take on jazz, which tamed it a bit.
But it's going to be one hell of a great performance. I can imagine such, like, sexy, smooth, suave choreo to this with Dreamcatcher in suits flirting with the audience. Like, I can already imagine myself dying in the audience if Dreamcatcher performed this. So I can already tell it's going to be amazing on stage. But I definitely would have liked a little bit more jazz influence in the rest of the song, more texture change between chorus and verse and pre-chorus, because it did not change at all. It just like added in piano and that's it. But I like the sound of the piano. It didn't sound like keyboard, because in most of Dreamcatcher's songs it's very obviously an electronic keyboard, and this one sounded more of like a
it could have been a sample.
or a blah.
Yeah, could have
stand
been
up or what is it? What's the difference?
Upright or grand.
Upright or grand. Thank you. It could have been one of those.